Hello and welcome back to Developer's Diary. In the previous tutorial, we have learned how to create, get, and put API in Apex using ORDS. Today, we are going to create, post, and delete API and consume it in our Oracle Apex application. So let's jump into our Apex workspace and then RESTful service. Now we are going to create a new template here for post API, add employee slash click create. Then we shall create handler for post. Now we shall add source here. So I have already created. I shall provide the link of this repository in the tutorial description. So simply we have the employee table and we are passing the values into table. Click create handler. So you have the full URL of this add employee with post. Let's go to the postman and call this API. Click send. So you can see that the status is 200. Okay. Let's call this get one API that we have created in our previous tutorial. So you can see that the employee ID with 20 and name of the email and email is showing into the browser. So this is the post API that we have created. Now we shall create another API for delete, create template, and this time we shall use a delete employee keyword. Then we shall create handler. One thing that we have to do here is to pass the employee ID that we want to delete. Click apply changes. And then create handler. This time we are choosing the delete. So for the delete API, can use this code here and we shall provide the employee ID bind variable. Then one thing that we shall do here, we shall bind this employee ID with this variable. So provide the employee ID and then bind the variable which is in, and we are passing through URI. That's it. And create handler. So this is the full URL for delete API. So we shall go there and enter the employee ID that we have created in the post API. So this is 200. Okay. We shall verify through browser. Now you can see that there is no data against employee ID 20. So let's apply changes and copy this API so that we can use them in our Apex application. Go to app builder. The last tutorial we have created the REST API application, and we have a get all employee page, which is interactive report, and it is showing all the employees in our directory. So what we have to do, we have to create a button here and set its slot to next and name it as create. Save it. We shall go to the page that contains the employee information and create a copy of this page. Go in a new entry of create employee API and create a copy. We should delete this that we have created for. Okay, then what we have to do, then we have to rename it as create. Go to the process. As we are going to create, so we shall use the script for creation. That is very much similar with this script, and I shall provide this script link in description. So what we have to do, we have to just pass this API here, and one thing is to mention the employee ID. Create the query, then click OK, then click save and run this application. Before run, we shall create a link between the create button and interactive report. We shall choose the behavior redirect the application. So in the previous tutorial, we have create this option. Now we shall click create button and then provide information about new user. Click create. So you can see that the employee information is not created here. We shall go to our code and verify the, actually we have to pass the post method here. I have mentioned here but didn't use here. So click OK, then save, then refresh your application, then click create and click create button. So you can see that the information is stored in our employee table. So the next option is that we want to discuss here is to delete. So for that we have page here, employee info, that you can see here, employee info. Here we want to add a delete button. Let's duplicate it and rename it as delete. And one thing that we want to here in the process, this is the update button, update API. So we want to submit it when the button is submitted so that the information get updated, and we shall create another process for the delete button, and when the delete button is pressed it will execute delete employee info. That we shall use this script, and in this script we are passing the API, which is that one, and then the employee ID and method is delete. So here the employee ID will be P5. Let's validate, click OK, click save. Now refresh the button. Get all the employees. So click on this employee and click delete. So you can see that the information is deleted from the employee table. So in this way you can consume the post and the delete API in Oracle Apex. I hope you have learned something useful at Developers Diary. See you in the next tutorial.